Now that you've created a company, it's time to sign in. So let's do that. You'll arrive on the dashboard page by default. This will show you a variety of metrics about your requests, as well as the schedule of each customer service representative, here what we call experts. From here, we'll click on the Settings button in the bottom left to move through how to configure all of your essential company functions. Before we go through all of the other tabs, let's start with the System tab on the far right. Here, if you have administrator privileges or are the company owner, you'll configure all of your company-wide settings. Let's go through each of the labels to familiarize ourselves with the functions of each one. First, we have queuing. Queuing controls whether the customer can schedule requests that need to be addressed as soon as possible. If this is disabled and scheduling is enabled, customers will only be able to schedule requests in available time slots. Next is scheduling. Scheduling controls specific times at which people can schedule to have their requests addressed. If this is disabled, only queuing will be available, which means that customers' requests will be addressed in the order that they are received. Time slots delineates the time in between each request. So here, the time is 10 minutes, which means that there can only be requests at 2, 2:10, 2:20, 2:30, or any 10-minute interval at any time during the day. The sound alert is the tone that you will hear when there's a push notification. Autosolve after tells us that after 3 days of inactivity on any open request, it will be automatically set to solve. You can change this at any time. The company time zone is the time zone that your company operates in. Here, it's set to Central Standard Time. The autosolve message is a message that will be displayed after 24 hours of inactivity on any open request. The reference name shows the customer what kind of reference number or reference ID that they need to put in when they're making a request. Here, I put reference number, but you can put anything that pertains specifically to your company. Next is reference type. When you assign topics in the Roles tab, they'll also become reference types that the customer can select. This tab controls whether that level of specificity is required when a customer submits a request. Next, we have the background image URL. When a customer goes to yourcompanyname.singo.co, this image will show up in the background. It needs to be a high-resolution image in order to display with clarity. And finally, we have work hours. Work hours affects the display of the workforce planner on the dashboard page.